Alright, what's up everyone? Wanted to make this video for you to explain what does it mean to stay in your drive phase for a longer period of time. I was doing some research this morning and really wanted to be able to better connect to you with what I think the most important thing to understand what is the drive phase will help us in understanding how to stay through the drive phase longer. And why it's important is because as we're getting into the top end speed, right? So, we basically put it into three different categories of sprinting. There's, the start phase, there's the drive phase, and then there's the top end speed phase. Okay? And in order for us to truly maximize that top end speed phase, we have to be able to really have a solid drive phase and be able to maintain that over a good amount of steps. Really, I think if you can get to a drive phase, if you're still in your drive phase between 18 and 20 steps, then you've really maximized your ability to go through that drive. And it depends on the sprint, right? So this is more for 100 meters. When we're talking about like a 40, it's going to be closer to like 12 to 15 steps of really being able to maximize that drive. You want to get to that top end speed faster, but it's different types of athletes. Somebody that's running a 100 meter is not the same type of athlete that's really trying to maximize the 40. But getting back to the drive phase, what we're kind of looking at, you can see, did a lot of research, did a lot of numbers here, and essentially what I was trying to find was, okay, when we're first starting off, what type of transition phase are we getting into? And you can see like these numbers are very, very low, right? So this is originally like just pushing out the blocks what your transition phase is, how much time does it take, and then also then the contact time is a lot higher. And so what happens is that though, as we get closer into, so these steps are important, the 13, 14 steps, those ones are actually very, very similar to, I think this was step 24 and step 25, we're down in here. And so once we got to step 13, 14, those numbers were actually very close to the same as when we were in the top end speed phase. So now what becomes, the big question becomes, what is the difference? What is the difference between when we're really able to, if the contact and transition time is the same on the 13, 14 step, then once we get to our top end speed phase, or top end speed running, now what are the numbers there? What are the details between what's the separation between the two? And what I found, or what it looks like, is just the angle of the spine when the back leg is pressing off. Okay, so the back leg is going to be back here, it's coming off the ground, and when it's coming off the ground and you're in the top end speed phase, your angle between your hip, your up leg or opposite leg, and your spine is closer to about 85 to 90 degrees, depending on the sprinter. And then when we're in the drive phase, we're still in like a 45 degree to 80 degree angle within the spine. Okay, so, and how we can improve that, right? The whole idea of this video is, what does it mean to stay in your drive phase longer, or how can we stay in our drive phase longer, is to put a big focus on, they talk about this in yoga when you're coming up, right? You're going and you're touching your toes and you're coming up, and as you're coming up, you want to think about each one of your vertebrae slowly coming up into extension. And it's the same thing when we're talking about really being able to stay to your drive phase. What happens with a lot of sprinters is that as they get going, they get to a position where they're like, okay, I'm going to just pop up and get into my top end speed, right? And what happens there is then you lose anywhere between 3 to 8 steps of drive. And now you end up hitting a plateau within your top end speed. But if you stay in that drive phase and you're continuing to slowly get each one of your vertebrae up, now you're going to be able to maintain the drive phase, and when you get into your top end speed, you're going to be able to continue to build, continue to build, continue to build. So now you have to just hold your top end speed for, if we're talking about a 100 meter dash, now you only have to hold your top end speed for maybe 40 to 45 meters. It could even be less, depending on exactly how long it takes you to, or how well you're able to build up even within your top end speed. But a lot of times you're going to end up having to hold your top end speed for only 40 to 45 meters, where if you pop up out of your drive phase, you could end up having to hold your your top end speed from closer to 65 to 60 meters, maybe even 70 meters, just depending on how fast you pop up. And it's very difficult to be able to hold that top end speed. You know, we talk about some of the numbers where it's like, okay, we could break down your ability to hold your top end speed and go down into each hundredth of a second, improve your transition time or improve your contact time. But that is something that's easy to say. It's not necessarily easily done. You have to, in order to really maximize your top end speed phase and make improvements on each one of your hundredths, you want to be able to maintain that drive phase. You need to maintain that start phase. Okay, so we want to, you know, we've been talking a lot about how we can maximize from a top end speed perspective and what that looks like. And so what I thought would be important is to give a little bit more focus into that drive phase and how maximizing that phase of the run would actually look like. So just thought I would throw that out there. Hey, just want you guys to know for this week, we're offering a free 7-day trial with our speed program, really trying to make it so we can get people going within it. You get a breakdown, you get access to workouts, to drills, things that you can do from a sprinting perspective, whether it's a 40, 100, 200, 400, you know, when you're playing baseball, playing soccer, we have a lot of different flexibilities that we do within our program, really trying to provide as much value as we can. We're giving a lot of data in terms of, you know, what you can do from a number perspective, and we've just had tremendous results and tremendous feedback based off of the information that people got, even within our free breakdown. So if you have any interest in any of that type of stuff, let us know. You can send us a link saying I'm interested in the 7-day program. We'll send you over a link to get started, or you can just click the link in our bio. Looking forward to working with you guys, and we'll see you soon. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and if you did, you can subscribe down below, and that way you can get updates on any of the new videos that we get. Also, if you want to, you can check out some of our other breakdowns for speed and throwing. We have exercises, also jumping mechanics videos, a lot of great stuff within our channel. Hope you enjoy.